Good afternoon, YouTube. How is everyone? I'm just waiting for my... Give me a second here. Okay. Good afternoon, YouTube. This is going to be obviously another spiritual live. This is a spiritual channel. So it's going to be another spiritual live. So I'm taking forever. This channel is taking its sweet time to grow, and it's so crazy because yesterday I was thinking to myself how long it's taking for a very dedicated channel with very carefully put together content is taking to take off. And then two things kind of struck me. The first was the reason why people have an issue with my channel. And I realized it's not just like some selfish issue of, well, that too probably may be, but it really comes down to the fact that I am waking people up with my channel. I am literally, I can see why people don't want me to speak out. And I think it's kind of silly that I didn't consider that before, that was the reason, because it's kind of obvious. The kind of information that I give on this channel and the kind of things that I talk about would take money out of people's pockets and just expose too much, just kind of expose a process that people use to destroy other people's lives. And I kind of look at, like, I always knew this, but it's like God always sends confirmations. It's like you kind of just already know things. But one of the things that I guess kind of always struck out to me is how people never have any way of pivoting from the things that they constantly do. Like, I would notice when I was going through my gang stalking situation, there was no pivot ever. There was no looking at the situation, realizing that things are not working, and then doing something different. Hold on. There was never any of that. it always was very like, what, like, just follow the script. Even if this situation doesn't is not going to work for so many reasons. Maybe this person knows what's going on, maybe this person's spiritually aware, this whole thing feels wrong. It doesn't matter. It's just like a follow the script, one trick pony, just do it whether or not it makes sense. And I realized that that is the process, and it's a process that's worked for a long time. And I used to think to myself, well, why don't they just pivot? Why don't they just start doing new things? And I realized the process works as like, that's why it's called a process. It's a series of interconnected actions that are supposed to lead to a very specific result. If you go throwing new things in there, especially untested, who knows what kind of results you're going to get, and who knows what kind of things you're going to have to deal with. This is so illegal. This is so illegal. So I realized when things were not working, people were not pivoting. And they don't know what to do. They are trying to pivot now. They're trying to, but they have no idea. By the time the whole thing's been figured out, it's like it's so bad right now. Like, it's on the internet, and people are waking up and people are talking about it, and it's coming out on like a global scale, not even just one place. It's coming out in multiple cities, and there's going to be too much overwhelming evidence that it's going to be impossible to deny that it's happened, because as soon as it gets out, a whole bunch of people start connecting the patterns of when their life crashed, and they're going to be like, that happened to me. I went through that. And then they're going to be exposed and unmasked publicly, all of them, because there are going to be so many people saying, you did it to me, you did it to me, you did it to me, this happened, that happened, that happened. So yeah, I could see why they don't want people like us talking out in any capacity, whether it's spiritually, whether it is just talking about things like this, common sense things that are going to happen. So here we are, and it's looking grim. It's looking very, very, very grim. Well, at least the situation that I know of, which is mine, looking bad, looking horrible. I think if I had to take a guess, that the people in my situation, talking specifically to the witches, the covens, the ones who light the candles, are probably praying for salvation or redemption or mercy at this time. And I mean, that's only logical because nothing else is working. So I can understand that. And I think people know what they have to do. It's pretty obvious what has to happen. They have to put those altars out. They have to put the altars out. They have to blow out the candles, pack up the altars, throw away the statues. They gotta take it. They gotta get rid of it. They gotta get rid of it. They have to not just get rid of the altars, throw away the offerings, blow out the candles, pack it all up. They have to cleanse their space and cleanse their vessels as well. They need to get rid of all the energy that is around them. This is how you begin the process of taking your life back. You're leaving these portals open. It's like you are a vessel yourself, or you're like an airport, I want to say. And when these dark entities come, they don't even like gracefully land. They like ram their plane into the side of the building type of thing. it's like they cause a mess, they cause commotion into your life, it causes issues. And for you to be knowingly praying to demons is a little crazy. It's a little nuts. And so this morning, it's funny because I looked it up. I was looking up, actually, I can read it because I was looking this up anyway. So I was looking up demons, and there's one particular demon that I've been interested in knowing which one it is. And that is the demon of envy. I have been wanting to look this up. Hold on. So there's 7 of them. Lucifer is pride. Let me turn this down. Mammon is greed. Asmodeus is lust. Asmodeus is 100% lust. Leviathan is envy. Beelzebub is gluttony. Satan is wrath. And Belphegor is sloth. And I am going to go pull my deck. Hold on 1 second. Thank you for waiting. I just get off live and go do things. I have this occult deck, and I've wanted to go through it for a while, and I never do. So, Baal, this is something that I know that they pray to. Lucifer. Somebody, we're gonna pretend we don't know who it was, came into my live one time and was talking about the fact that even Jesus called Baal his brother. And I was like, if Jesus calls Baal his brother, and of the two, why would you choose to pray to Baal? And now I'm not saying pray to Jesus either, but why would you pray to Baal over Jesus? First of all, it shows what kind of intentions you have. And secondly, Astaroth, this one came up too. Why is that the one that they would choose to pray to? And if they're saying you don't pray to Jesus because that doesn't work, and witches really believe that, but if they're saying Jesus doesn't exist and Jesus is a brother to Baal, Ammon came up. Why would it be why would that be the person that they would want to pray to? I have no idea. That makes no sense to me. But anyways, this is the Beelzebub card. Makes manifest the apparitions of demons, sets demons upon men to destroy them with vices. This sounds like what is going on here. Makes manifest the apparitions of demons, sets demons upon men to destroy them with vices. And it's a card represented by the moon, which is illusion. One thing that I can definitely say with gang stalking, with what happens here, and people don't talk about it, is they definitely send demons to persecute you. And I've seen it myself. I've seen people walk around as if something was above them, chasing them. And I think these kind of apparitions keep people in line. They terrify people enough that they fall in line. And let me tell you, it would have been one thing if I saw some of this stuff myself, but I've seen this with other people. So it's not like it's in my head or this thing. And I'm really looking at it from the framework of what has happened in my city. But this thing that's happened here in my city, I just feel like people's ancestors are out for blood, and it's not just one person, it's not just myself. People's ancestors are out for blood with what has happened, and it's like it gives or almost like open season on these people because of what they've done. It's like there's a green light for them to be persecuted in any way, shape, or form, because what they've done, there's no redemption from it. It's like unforgivable. It's like passing your place beyond. That's like literally letting demons run amok with you, letting demons take it way too far and have their way with a group of people. Another one I know that they pray to, Asmodeus, makes men fly into passionate rage and desire, destroys the happiness of married couples, wastes the beauty of virgins, reveals the future. This is another one for sure that these people, and this is the King of Wands, obviously. This is another one these people definitely pray to. What does the Baal card says? Ooh, Baal is controls the weather, rain and lightning, cures or causes pestilence. This is another one. And this is ruled by the Emperor, or represented by the Emperor. Anyway, people gotta blow out these altars. That is the way out of this, unfortunately. That's the way you get out of this. You gotta blow out the candles on the altars. You gotta pack them up and get rid of them. It's opening portals of chaos in people's lives. And I think these witches, when they suck them in, they don't even necessarily have an option. I think they find people with spiritual gifts and they suck them in, and you can see it. And I've met a couple of them in my time as well, that they bring people in and they just start slowly but surely teaching them the wrong things, and things in their life don't make sense anymore. And it's like things they're saying don't make sense. So for example, you know, it's like they'll make the wrong choices in important matters. And it's like a wrong choice that's blatantly the wrong choice. Like other people, everybody can see that it's the wrong choice. It's like they start not making sense. They start, they're being taught the opposite of what they should know, is what I'll say. People are being taught the opposite of what they should know. They're being taught that demonic forces are God and that God is demonic. They're being taught that it's okay to do things, that there's no karma. The reason that they're turning people into that is because if you're serving these kind of energies, they need you in a low vibration at all times. They need you to be doing bad things. They need you to be incurring karma. They need you to be, you know, always gossiping or slandering or turning against people or infighting. They need all of that. It's with all of that that they not only, they keep you trapped, first of all, they keep you stuck. You're sharing in their karma, which means that they're using of whatever light you came in with, and they turn you dark. It's like they turn off the light inside of you. They turn your lights out. And now everybody is going down with these energies. everybody is experiencing loss, not even loss. At this point, it's just experiencing lack. And the best way I heard it described is like having holes in your pocket. It's like literally, I call it a drain. It's like everything is draining out. The goodness is draining out of your life. Your peace has drained. Always in a tower. People are living in towers. It is a cycle of towers. And the old cycle didn't even close yet. So the new cycle hasn't even begun. The old cycle was bad enough. Those were the warnings, and imagine that being the warning shots. People going completely bankrupt, completely broke, having nothing, and still continuing on this tirade of trying to get something done that should not be done, that people know that they shouldn't be doing. I know I got confirmation, multiple confirmations early on in this thing, that people knew that they shouldn't have done it. And they knew that they were getting karma for things that they have done. They knew that. People knew that this was karma. So, yeah. Gotta blow out those candles. Take people's personal belongings off of your altar. Take people's personal belongings, and you're persecuting people while being in multiple towers. Take it off your altar. Throw the statues away. It starts off very simply. You must acknowledge the Most High as God. That is who you have to acknowledge as God, because that is who the Creator is. People cannot continue to pray to these gods having... You should see what it looks like. I don't know if anybody here is truly spiritual, but you should see what it looks like when people serve a whole bunch of gods. I have seen, like, literally, even just in like one bedroom, like 10 different altars. First of all, I don't even know how people afford that. How do you even afford to feed 10 altars? And they are extravagant, and they are, a lot of them are beautiful. And it's a thing of pride, don't get me wrong, but to have altars that look good, I would say, yes, that's a thing of pride, that you take care of your altar like that. But at the same time, it's like you're going to one for this, and another one for that, and another one for that, and it's like none of them can save you. How many altars do people have right now? And it's not producing any results. Nothing is coming from the altar. Like, it literally is, you're stuck. You're embattled. Nothing's coming in. Nothing's going good. People are caught in a web, and it's about to come out, and it's about to be horrible. And still, it's like people are still praying to these things when there is... God has made herself known. She's made her presence known. The Holy Spirit is here. People need to approach spirituality the correct way, not just as, not just the Holy Spirit, but the Trinity, which is God the Father, God the Mother, the ancestors, and you create the last point on, I guess, the little graph, I guess we'll call it. There isn't a need for 10 altars. And now people are being taught a lesson that God is real. First of all, God is real. God is, yes, the things that people know about, like, the darker side of things and whatever. Yes, those things are true. Nobody's taking that away from anyone, saying that it's not true, but it is not true that it is God. And it is not true that this is the way that you seek, whether it is wealth, safety, peace. None of that comes from these places. All that comes from these altars is always like a carrot on a stick type of promise of wealth. Promise of having this, promise of having that. And they'll tell you, oh no, but it worked. But it worked for a time period. And then now look how it's ending. It worked for a time period, and now look how it's ending. It's going horribly. There has to come a time where people realize that they cannot continue doing the same things and going the same way and expecting different results. It's not going to work anymore. God is not standing up for it. God is not putting up with it. So the spell work's not working anymore. People are stuck. You read the energy, it's horrible. It's been horrible for a while. It continues to get horrible. And this cycle is just ending. And when this cycle ends, the new chapter of the real karma begins, when people are isolated in these portals that they opened up, in these situations that they made. People literally opened up portals. They literally have open portals where TIs exist in a place of suffering. It's like a portal to hell. They're living hell on earth. That's what that is. And then people are stuck in there with them. The witches praying, all of that, you guys are stuck in there with them. It's not like you thought where you were outside of it and they were inside. You opened it. People open those things in their house. People open those things in their businesses. People open those things in places that they frequent. Of course you're going to live in it. It's open in your airport. Countries where there is too much witchcraft are usually countries that do not do very well. And the people are not very happy. And the country itself is in turmoil because that's all that can happen from this stuff, this black magic. You look at countries like Haiti, like Nigeria, like Brazil, like the whole of Latin America, like anywhere where there is too much false idol worship, there's too much worship of things before the Most High, ahead of the Most High. And you know, they say God is a selfish God, and it's true, because you don't need anything else. Anything else is dangerous. You need a God that loves you. You can't be working with these energies that are self-serving. You need a God that loves you. And I say a God because I kind of combine them. But I've talked about so much that spirituality needs to be approached from the vantage point of loving relationships, from the vantage point of self-mastery, always from the vantage point of non-transactional relationships, loving relationships with spirit, getting to know spirit, accepting and embracing the truth of what's going on, choosing a higher path, choosing happiness, peace, love, hope, you know, beautiful emotions. That is how spirituality should be approached. It should not be being approached from a place of sacrificing people to get things from entities. Because any entity that would agree to sacrifice an innocent person is not a good entity. Just like you are not practicing good things. And I know that they, what's the word I'm going to use? That they take advantage of young girls, young children coming up that have gifts. They take advantage. They force them in these situations. They force them into doing things that they shouldn't do. They teach them wrong. And they enslave them, essentially. I know that that happens, but it's going to be a fight for you as well. But you got to get out of there. You are ruining your entire life, your entire existence by being in there with these people. Your altar should be to a real God. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with having altars, but altars to demons need to come down as soon as possible. Tear down the altars, blow out the candles, throw everything away. Get rid of it. Cleanse your space, sage your space, take spiritual baths, cleanse yourself, and get out of there. You cannot remain in this environment. It's just, I mean, God is here. And here's the thing, whether or not you do so or not, the situation will continue deteriorating. These people cannot help you. Especially if you're in my city and you've been doing things like that under advisement. If you are in my city and you've been doing this kind of stuff, like, good luck to you, honestly, because it's already bad. It's already gone past the point that it should have. Yeah, it's already gone past the point it should have. It's already gotten horrible. I mean, people know right from wrong, to be honest with you. I'm not going to assume that people don't. They know that these things that they're doing is wrong. And being in these kind of environments, it's eroding, you know, it's eroding. My page is beyond destabilized. It's so ridiculous. Like, ugh, my phone's hacked. I'm waiting for things to improve because it's out of control. It's a very out of control situation for everyone involved, to be honest with you. So that being the case, what else did I wanted to say? Yes, I was thinking to myself today about the beginning of gang stalking when this journey first started. And it was a unique thing to remember because I've gone through every phase of this gang stalking sort of journey. I've gone through every phase of trials with this issue. And going all the way back to the beginning, I feel like I just sit back and I wonder how people have been able to navigate this without spiritual guidance, without help. Just even not hearing, just not even knowing that it started, not even knowing that things have been bad until it's too late. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. I am seeing people being gang stalked in front of me. I'm seeing the evidence of that, and they don't know. They don't know what's going on in their life. People do not see that they're being surrounded by people who are not honest, that they're probably making friends with these kinds of people, that they're letting them into their networks and their life. They do not see the changes that are happening. They don't see like the personal information that they're putting out. They don't see that they're being tracked. They don't see that some of the symptoms of what's happening to them is gang stalking. They don't see it. They're very early on in it. And I want to feel like, you know what, God does hide these things from you because you are meant to go on that journey. You are meant to learn. And perhaps there are people that haven't learned. Not perhaps, they haven't learned. I know that the tarot community is under attack and they don't know a lot of things that they should know, a lot of them. And I just, you know, I feel like at least they don't know. It's like they know that they're communicating with something, and I don't think they truly know like what they're communicating with, or not all of them, majority of them. It just, I don't know, it seems very off to me. Maybe they were awakened enough to read tarot, but the rest of the spirituality it's not there. I spent a while in my in my gang stalking journey, in my mess, if you will. I spent a while on that track, always determined to fight back, and I've come so far. Things have improved so much. It has been literally, it's been a cycle, but it's been a cycle of torture. But I do realize that I had to learn everything along this path to get to where I am today, to be able to get the access to move forward, get the access to graduate from it. And so I've come to such a point where I do feel confidence, that a great deal of confidence, that the day's coming, that things are going to improve, that things are going to get better. There's no way that it won't. But yeah, it has been a long way. And one of the things that has happened is that I got my entire spiritual, well, I'm not going to say my entire spiritual, because I feel like there's multiple ascensions that happen, and that's why you get multiple trials in life. But I'm at least to a point where I don't have to worry about being scammed into falling back into this trap. I'm aware enough that I know when I'm being played, when something is off, when things are happening around me. I'm adapting to the situation. I have adapted to the situation. I've graduated, period. I've graduated from this. I'm non-negotiable, because it's just maybe people that are in denial of what's going on, that maybe don't see that it's over when everybody else does. Who cares? Who knows? But yeah, definitely not joining people in a cycle that has closed, and hanging back to fight with people, and hanging back to play games. It's like they're gonna constantly attack you and do certain things, but you gotta close some of it out. Sometimes the people that are most persistent, you have to take action, aggressive action against them. You have to, because they will not stop. And it is what it is. And you take that up with God, and you ask God, like, listen, is this the right thing for me to do? Because this is what I think is necessary in my situation. I can't stay like this. I can't live like this. This is ridiculous. And I think in a lot of ways that is also part of the lesson. Part of the lesson is that you have to learn to defend yourself spiritually, because you are going to be attacked. And you cannot just sit under attack the entire time. You have to learn to take care of yourself spiritually. Going back to the beginning of the gang stalking journey, my God, first of all, I'm so sorry to anybody who's gone through this. This is brutal. This is a nightmare. This is suffering, and it's persecution. But the thing is, it is necessary. For certain people, it is necessary. This kind of persecution, and I'm not saying the gang stalking, because I do believe in abolishing gang stalking. I do. But it's necessary for those people to be in the positions that they're in, because it's them being in the gang stalking position that can bring an end to the gang stalking wherever they are. This is what I mean by it. It's not like God wants you to suffer. That's not what I'm saying. But these people, when strategically placed in certain scenarios, have the ability to be successfully guided out. And it's with them being guided out that justice can come to the situation. If they're stuck in there, if they're trapped in that cycle, then justice can't come. Justice cannot come. So this is what I mean when I say it's necessary. And this is also an ascension, because by going through that, the way you have to adjust yourself to survive it, the way you have to grow spiritually, emotionally, as a human being, the way you have to grow, it forces you to have a level up. It forces you to change. It forces you to do better with the life circumstances that you're presented with after the gang stalking is done. Even when you're in gang stalking, but I mean after the gang stalking is done, it forces you to be a stronger human being. The cycle is going to push you. It's going to continue pushing you in ways that honestly are necessary to grow. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be scary. It's going to be a scary ride in all ways. You are going to constantly, I don't want to say be in a panic, but definitely in anxiety, definitely questioning God, wondering if you can make it through, etc., etc. You got to hang in there. If you are in the beginning of this, you got to hang in there. It might be a while, and that is okay. You got to walk through it. Every part of it. If you're stuck in these organizations, if you're stuck with these people, whatever it is, you gotta hang in there. You have got to hang in there. Justice eventually does come. It does. You have to hang on to that belief. And if you can't hang on to that belief, then you have to hang on to the fact that, or the truth that you make true, that you will never give up on yourself. Like, you literally have to give yourself the I never gave up award at the end of this. I kid you not. That's where I stand with myself. I'm like, you deserve the I did not give up award. Because believe me, people have been trying to get me to give up. And there's nothing to give up. We're going to keep going. Whatever I'm holding on to, that is my future. That is what belongs to me. So you have to navigate this thing with your eyes open, holding on, making rational decisions, keeping your life together, holding it together as much as possible, and then continuing, constantly continuing, never quitting, never giving up on yourself. The abuse makes you smarter. The abuse makes you more agile. The abuse makes you more determined. Everything that you are able to see and not react to, or see and not be discouraged by, or see and not allow it to have too much space in your mind, the trust that you have for God and the way that you make sure that you keep God first, and you believe in miracles, and you believe in things working out for you, and you believe that God's there for you no matter what, all of that, those are the skills that you need to get through this. This is what will make you the person that gets out. And you got to think about it like a horror film, where it's like they're trapped in a basement, or they're trapped in some sort of, I don't know, prison or whatever. The people who get out are the people who never gave up. They're trying for them not to escape. The people who get out are the people who are persistent. Once you get that opening, once you get that opportunity, you got to shoot through. You have got to shoot through. You have to keep going. You can't sit and wait. So this is a message for when things hit the fan. Those who can leave better run. And in the meantime, shut down these altars. Get rid of all this energy out your space, and you're going to have a tough time fighting these things off of you, these things that maybe some people don't believe that they have on them, but I think they know better. Fighting these things off of you, as well as being fought from the outside by those who wish to enslave you. You guys gotta run. You guys gotta run. When the time is right, you have to run. You have to leave, because the fight will be a lot easier than if you stay and hesitate, or you'll regret that you never did. I don't think these structures are going to last after what's coming. I don't think so. I think that these structures are gonna fall because it's going to be too out in the open, and this depends too much on being in the shadows. Everything is going to be in the open. People are going to be in the open. People who are doing wrong. People are going to be named. Full first, last, middle name. You know, people are going to have their pictures everywhere. It's going to hit globally. It's going to go far, because these are crazy stories that people are going to be telling. So yeah, I would get out. I would get out if I were you. For the people just waking up spiritually, you're not just waking up for no reason. You're not receiving spiritual gifts and spiritual guidance for no reason. There is something special that you are meant to do. There's something special that you're meant to accomplish. For some of us, myself, I want to say being one of them. Oh, this is too dark. For some of us, myself being one of them, there's something that you're meant to do here. You may or may not like it. you know, we adapt to it, where it's not a super exciting concept right away, that you have to abandon your old life and come on here and talk to people and face persecution all the time and not be able to fight back in the way that you'd probably want to fight back to defend yourself, waiting on God, because, you know, God has to do it. It's not fun. However, it just is what it is. Waking up is, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like you see through so much nonsense that it's almost like the people doing it look stupid, because you start seeing it everywhere, that it was all around you. It was never just your situation. It's been all around you this entire time. There have been illusions painted everywhere. There are falsehoods everywhere. So it's not just you waking up and seeing for yourself, like, it's been your life, you're in the Truman Show, whatever. It's almost like they have everybody in this illusion. The people who think that things are so great in their world, the people who think that they're the ones manipulating people, the people who love it and love the participation of it, all of us have been victims of this thing. Some people have been the ones perpetuating the other people's suffering, but all of us, to some degree, before we're awakened to the truth, are going to suffer. The message for today is literally, you gotta blow out the candles. We gotta end with the false idols, continuing to participate in something that's obviously not working. And, you know, especially, I strongly feel like in situations where you're asking for forgiveness and you want to turn a new leaf, it's how difficult it's going to be to turn the new leaf. That is part of just clearing it out of your energy. Like I said, it is open season with people's ancestors right now, and it shows. It really does. It shows. So yeah, get out of those situations. If you're first going through gang stalking, hang in there. It is necessary to go through it. If you are a victim, you know, I don't know about this chosen one and not chosen one. I think anybody that goes through gang stalking can turn to God and have their spiritual awakening and be put in service to assist others. I think everybody can. I don't think it's just one group versus another. You know, but that's just my opinion. I don't know for sure, but I do know that going through gang stalking should wake you up spiritually. And if it doesn't, if it makes it worse, like if you're serving more false idols, post, like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about that, but I do know that they're making a victim of everyone, honestly, whether you're spiritual or not, whether you're a tarot reader, whether you have some type of gift, whatever it is, it's like they're making examples of everybody. They're putting everybody through it. So that being said, I know karma is raging through a lot of people's lives, and I know that it's horrible, but this is the message that I have today, and I cannot believe that I am talking to witches who persecute me and who have done all of this stuff and who are suffering, but that is the message. Get rid of the false altars. Put the Creator on an altar. Put God, the Most High, on an altar, and turn your life around and change your life and stop what you're doing. So, thank you for hanging in there today. Let me get a Spirit Messages Oracle card. So this is the card, the one on the bottom. It says, never allow yourself to be taken for granted. It is better to remove yourself from the situation than to be treated less than you deserve. You are precious. You are worthy. So I got some other ones, but I don't think these ones will apply right now. But that applies to the message that I've had, because none of these people are treated well. Whether you're a gang stalker or not, people look like they are exhausted of these situations, like they are tired, and they are definitely being forced. I don't know anybody who's voluntarily wanting to do this at this point. Maybe not before, but at this point. So the card that came out is Ametrine, and it is the crystal of mental clarity. And it looks kind of like an amethyst and a citron stone, and probably is. Yep, it is. It's a combination of amethyst and citron. Ametrine stimulates creativity and supports taking control of life. It protects against stress and creates inner well-being. Ametrine imbues mental clarity, harmonizing perception and action and resolving apparent contradictions. It also heightens concentration, facilitating thinking things through and encouraging exploration of all possibilities. Ametrine enhances acceptance of others and helps overcome prejudice. The stone brings insight into the underlying causes of emotional distress, raising deep-seated issues to the surface. Its powerful cleansing properties disperse negativity from the aura and toxins from the body. On the body, it deals with immune and autonomic nervous system, blood, metabolism, DNA, RNA, and oxygenation. And in the spirit, it is protective during astral travel and guards against psychic attack. That's Ametrine. Ametrine. So this is the message that I had for today. I was gonna go into the demonology thing, but I didn't do enough research in it. Sorry, to look into it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching my channel. I have a feeling it's fake views anyways, because it's very weird, and fake accounts and fake engagement, but it is what it is. So, you know, as I post these videos up, hopefully to the people who see them after they're posted, you know, do like, comment on the videos. Some of the fake pages have very peculiar times that they choose to run and like a bunch of things, usually when they're panicking about something. But, you know, eventually the page will come back. I know that it will, because my situation's not forever. And so if you're watching this after, just know that your situation is not for forever. Things are going to come around eventually. You know, and sometimes maybe slowly, sometimes maybe all at the same time, but whatever is going on is always going to be apparent. Evil does not last forever when you remain committed to yourself and you follow guidance and you walk in truth. So have a great day, and remember, God loves you.